Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Corner. Welcome to another edition of Art Regner's video blog for FoxSportsDetroit.com. Today is Friday. It's still football season, although it's winding down with the playoffs and the college season winding down with the big national championship game this coming Monday at Miami Gardens between the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the Crimson Tide. We'll get to that, but it is football picks. And let's recap last week. I was 4-2 on the week, almost a perfect week. But the teams that let me down, and as usual, I've got to prove that everything. There you go. The teams that let me down were Stanford, only won by 6, not 6.5. And the Bears only won by a couple of points over the Lions, not by 3. But Michigan State, Michigan, Minnesota, and my Karsh House lock of the week, which was Washington over Dallas, all came through. So 4-2 last week for the year. Now 51-47-4, and my Karsh House lock of the week, I was correct again, 11-6. Now for the Karsh House lock of the week, now that the NFL regular season is over, we are done picking locks of the week. I'll tell you which game I'm most comfortable with out of my picks, but as the season winds down, there's less and less games. So for the football season, my Karsh House lock of the week, not bad, 11-6, but I could have done better. 4-2, as I said last week, and for the season, right now I am 51-47-4. That's 51-47-4. Still not all that great. But let's get to our picks, shall we? Up first, the Cotton Bowl played tonight, and that will be on Fox TV at 8 o'clock. Not on ESPN, in Arlington, Texas. Texas A&M Johnny Football is 3-point favorite over Oklahoma. I like Texas A&M in this. Texas A&M has impressed me. Nobody thought that they were going to be able to do what they were able to do their first year in the SEC, and then beating Alabama on the road. I give it up to Johnny Manziel and Johnny Football and all that. I like Texas A&M in this game, even though the Sooners are a good team. But giving Oklahoma 3, go with Texas A&M. Then in the BCS title game that's going to be played Monday at Miami Gardens in Florida, the Alabama Crimson Tide, a 10-point favorite over Notre Dame. I started to write Notre Dame on my sheet, and then I started to write Alabama, and then I started to write Notre Dame again. And maybe this is more with my heart. Not that I'm some great Notre Dame fan, because I'm not. I would like to see a team from the Midwest actually win a national championship, even though it's Notre Dame. I think Alabama is going to win this game, but I think Notre Dame's defense is very, very good and will play inspired football. So the Irish will lose this game by less, though, than the 10 points. So I'm taking Notre Dame and the points. Let's get to the NFL playoffs coming up on Saturday in Houston. The Houston Texans are 4.5-point favorites over the Cincinnati Bengals. Call me nuts, call me crazy. Houston hasn't been playing well, and I know that they have a lot of detractors right now, and it's the thing to do is to pick against the Texans. So chances are they'll probably come out and whip the Bengals' butts, but I'm going with Cincinnati all the way in this game. I'm taking Cincinnati in the 4.5 points. Then Saturday night, Green Bay, in a rematch of last week's game, will take on the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers at home, a 7.5-point favorite over Minnesota. At first, I wrote down Minnesota, scratched it out. I am going to go with Green Bay and the Packers. Even though he's now Mr. Samantha Steele, I think that Christian Ponder will have a lot to prove, and I don't think he's going to get the job done Saturday night in Green Bay, although these teams are familiar with each other, and Adrian Peterson's great, and 7.5 is a lot of points, but I'm still going with the Packers. I expect Charles Woodson to come back and get a couple of picks, but I always expect him to do that. In the games on Sunday, Baltimore is a 7-point favorite over Indianapolis, that game being played in Baltimore. That is a lot of points, and I don't think the Ravens score a hell heck of a lot, and I think their defense is great, so I think that Baltimore is going to win this game. I think they're going to force some turnovers on Andrew Luck, and unlike the Lions, who couldn't hold a lead against the Colts, I believe the Ravens will hold the lead, and I think Baltimore will win by more than 7. Turnovers will be key in that game. And then in the game I think everybody's anticipating on Sunday afternoon, Seattle is a 3-point road favorite over the Washington Redskins and RG3 in Washington. I think, and I'm basing this solely on the fact that Seattle lost to the Lions in Detroit, Seattle's a different team on the road. They certainly have a 12th man at home, but that doesn't matter. what I'm going to do, I just like RG3. I think he has one more play in him than Russell Wilson does. So I am going with the Washington Redskins getting 3 at home against the Seattle Seahawks, who are, without question, a very hot team and playing well and really, really, really racking up the points. But I think because they're on the road, I think the Redskin crowd is going to be nuts. D.C., if it wasn't for the fiscal cliff talk this week, I think it would be Redskins 24/7 all the time in that city. Probably it was anyway. That's why it probably took them so long to figure that thing out. Anyway, I am going with Washington. So let's quickly look at our picks. In tonight's Cotton Bowl, I like Texas A&M. Giving Oklahoma 3 points. Go with the Aggies all the way. In the BCS title game to be played Monday night, I am taking Notre Dame getting 10 points over Alabama. I'm real torn on this game. As I said, it might be more heart than logic in this, but I think Notre Dame's defense is very, very good. They'll hang in there, and I think that the Fighting Irish will lose this game, but by less than 10 points. In the NFL playoffs on Saturday, Houston hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. They're a 4.5-point favorite. I like Cincinnati in that game. I just don't believe Houston is going to get the job done, even though they're at home. And then in the Saturday night game, Green Bay in a rematch of last week's game, 7.5-point favorite over Minnesota. At first, I really liked the Minnesota in this game, but I think Christian Ponder is going to struggle. Aaron Rodgers is going to light it up. So I like Green Bay giving Minnesota 7.5. And then in the games played on Sunday in the NFL playoffs, Baltimore hosting the Indianapolis Colts, which sounds kind of weird. I still call them the Baltimore Colts. But Baltimore, 7-point favorite over Indianapolis. I like Baltimore in this game. I think Andrew Luck, although he has been impressive this year, I think the Ravens' defense and the whole Ray Lewis retirement thing, they're going to play inspired. They're going to get some turnovers. They're going to have some short fields for Joe Flacco, which he needs, and I think that they will cover the 7 points. So I'm taking the Ravens over the Colts. And then Seattle is a road favorite, 3-point road favorite against the Washington Redskins. Seattle, a much different team at home than they are on the road. I like RG3 and the Redskins getting 3 points in their own stadium to actually win that game outright. But if they do lose, I think they'll lose by less than 3. So there you have it. Those are our picks for this week, and I'll see you very, very soon. We're going to talk about the hockey lockout because it is D-Day finally, and will these bozos get it together? Who knows? But until we meet again, have a safe and pleasant weekend, everyone. I'm Art Regner for FoxSportsDetroit.com. You're always welcome in the Sports Corner. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.